the heart is only 14 centimeters, but it's sort of a lifelong journey, isn't it? This right here is a collaboration with like 40 or 50 incredible musicians from all over the planet.
How y'all doing? Good evening, good evening. Is my mic loud enough? Can you turn my mic up? Please turn my mic up. I'm a musician, so we have a nice loud, yeah, that's nice. Thank you so much. My name is Gandhi. I perform as Madam Gandhi, and it's my great joy to kick off this weekend with you all. Make some noise if you're feeling all right. So I am a born and raised New Yorker. My family is Indian, so we spent a lot of time in my childhood in Mumbai. We still have a family home in Mumbai, and so being in both the East and the West, just as Tony spoke about earlier, is very much part of my history. I am a drummer by trade. I grew up in New York. I never fit in, and so I think drumming and music and DJing really saved my life. I'll be DJing for you later this evening, so make sure to have a drink and walk over to Building B, no later than 9 p.m., please, because I want a full audience. But I'm a drummer. I grew up drumming in New York City. Are there any MIA fans in the room? She used to sing Paper Planes, yeah. So my work really began with MIA in 2013. I was her drummer for many years. And as a young person, just really taking in the rich potential and power for music for social change. And as musicians, we understand from a young age the ability to sort of open somebody up, open their heart space, and drop them in. And so often, so many of the lyrics that are on the airwaves today, they are so riddled with so much misogyny and such negativity, even though the music is so beautiful. It's like we're giving somebody the sugar without the fruit, you know, the pornography without the love. It's the distillation of what the richness of music can do. And so we can't tell other people how to make their music, and we all moving to the top 40, and that's cool, but we need the artists and the activists who are willing to make music that drops us back into our heart space, opens up our minds, and I know this audience understands and speaks the same language, so I'm very grateful to be performing here. Thank you. So I'd like to kick off my keynote with you all today to show you a very beautiful music video that has won many awards. We won Best Music Video at South by Southwest, the only time an all-female Indian South Asian team won this prestigious award. And this film is a very eco-feminist film. I used to be one of these school children you'll see in the video where we had to wear these Catholic oppressive schoolgirl uniforms in India, okay? And I always wanted to wear color and fashion and fabulousness. And so you'll see in the film, we reject the oppression, we go back to color, we go back to our indigenous Indian roots, and most importantly, we go back to nature. So this is waiting for me. Thank you. I'm not every day trying to turn up to the turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
You feel me?
We always assume our own powerlessness, but never our own power.
Stigma is one of the most effective forms of oppression because it denies us the vocabulary to talk comfortably and confidently about our own bodies.
When I wake up in the morning, hit space bar and start recording. My mom says that she'll adore me. The earth is still waiting for me. Waiting for me. Waiting for me. I won't take in what they feed us. Run away in my Adidas. Brown girls of the world, they need us. Truth is love and love will free us. Love will free us. Love will free us. I've been living in the walk now. When he takes freedom, and I'm trying to get tied down. Hear it in the words I say, and the way I walk on my blood let it last now. Digga digga da dum, digga digga da dum dum, digga digga da dum, digga digga da dum, digga digga da dum dum, digga digga da.
I don't want our identity to be defined according to how oppressed we are. Do you feel me?
Dim our minds with drugs and liquor, knowing that we'll die off quicker. All our people getting sicker, can't afford organic stickers. Sorrow makes their wallets thicker. We must see the bigger picture. Women who have come before us, mothers, sisters, non-conformists, all the things that they've done for us. us. The earth is still waiting for us. Waiting for us. Waiting for us. If we're strong, they can't ignore us. The earth is still waiting for us. If we're loud, they can't ignore us. The earth is still waiting for us. If we're one, they can't ignore us. The earth is still waiting for us. If we're true, they can't ignore us. The earth is still waiting for us. I've been living in the wild now. When you taste freedom, you're not trying to get tied down. See it in the way I think, in the food I eat. I'm a part of their lives now. Digga digga da dum, digga digga da dum dum, digga digga da dum, digga digga da dum, digga digga da dum dum, digga digga da, digga digga da dum, digga digga da dum dum, digga digga da dum, digga digga da dum, digga digga da dum dum, digga digga da.
Thank you. Thank you for your warmth. I feel everyone's online today. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So this film was very important to me because I wanted to have my own perspective and my own relationship to India. So often we see people traveling back to India and taking back all types of sort of commercialized experiences, you know. And I think as somebody who is Indian and both American, I wanted to show something a little bit more unique and complex. So it's my pleasure to share it with you. Thank you. So before the pandemic, this was the focus of my work. How can we take a feminist approach that celebrates the gift of women on the planet, that celebrates equality? You know, it was the time when Mr. Trump was running for the first time, and we had Hillary Clinton in the office, and we had the Women's March, and so there was a lot of energy around this kind of feminist movement before the pandemic. And then the pandemic hit, and everything took a pause, and it was helpful for me, actually, even though it was difficult, because it allowed me to zoom out and really reconnect with the planet. And even though I've grown up, you know, in New York City and Mumbai and London, I actually feel, in a way, a bit late to my falling in love with the earth, and I feel late to walking in my power as an agent for change. It was really when I was doing my own emotional healing work, and I know this audience speaks the language of plant medicine and mushrooms and all the good stuff, so I was spending some time in Topanga really working on myself, working on my inner journey, and nature was one of the few safe places that we could exist. So I used to spend a lot of time just in meditation. I stopped drinking alcohol. I won't look back. I'm happy to let that go. And to really drop into what does it look like when we are one with the planet, when we are humble with the planet, and we fall in love. At that time in 2021, I got accepted to Stanford's master's program in music science and technology. And in the first week of school, they taught us how to build hydrophones, underwater microphones. And they took us out to Monterey Bay to record the sounds of whales singing underwater. And I was like, I can't believe that it was just so beautiful. It was beautiful, it was vast, it was epic. And I know many of you perhaps have heard these sounds before, but being able to listen through the headphones with a school-built microphone, it was a very transformative experience. And so I thought, wow, in the same way that we as musicians are perhaps using our lyrics for good, what if the electronics and the music were also 100% organically sourced? And so in the same way, you know, you might go to your grocery store and you might say, okay, is it vegan? Is it gluten-free? Okay, is it 100% organically sourced? Where does the food come from? The question and the mission that I've always been after and that I continue to be after is, where does your music come from? And are you listening to music that is good for you? Because right now we are in an attention economy. They are fighting for our attention, controlling our attention, manipulating our attention. And so being wise with where it is we choose to put our human attention, which is one of the kindest gifts you can give somebody. When a small child, yeah, you with me. I'm happy you're sitting right there. Thank you. I'm feeling your energy. When a small child is, you know, wanting to show their parent or a friend something, they say, did you see what I did? Can you notice me? When the two lovers are fighting, they say, you know, I just wanted a little attention, okay? This is the kindest thing we can give to somebody, and they are fighting for our attention. And so we must be responsible with the music we are listening to, the visual material we are consuming, because it has such rich potential for uplifting us or for shrinking us and being controlled by others. And also just to feel depressed. We all scrolling and suffering. This is the truth. Less scrolling, more hugging. Are you with me? Very good. And so when this happened in 2021, when I learned how to build this hydrophone, I felt very inspired. And I thought, wow, what if we can start micro-sampling the frequencies in these beautiful nature sounds and actually sculpt them into electronic music? And this is a process that is done before, but when I learned this process, I was blown away. So we started making kick drums and drum sets out of these water sounds, and we used to make toms sculpted out of the sounds of rivers and pebbles and different field recordings that I was gathering. We learned how to make a glacier synthesizer, a penguin arpeggiator, and this was off the back of taking this Stanford thesis onward to the South Pole, to Antarctica. And so I'm going to show you the video of our time in Antarctica, recording the sounds, and then I'm going to play some of the meditation music that we made from it, but also the uplifting, high-energy Madam Gandhi music that we made from it. So this is a video of the time in Antarctica. Thank you.
Just arrived to Antarctica. It's like completely fresh and like divinely blue.
My name is Gandhi. I perform as Madam Gandhi. I am a drummer, a musician, a producer, a speaker. I had the opportunity to go out to Antarctica with an incredible group of musicians, activists, creators, entrepreneurs, tech leaders, and really record the sound of climate action, the sound of climate change, the sound of glaciers melting. And really the idea coming back with all of these nature sounds is, as a musician, can I use my gift, my talent, my passion to create empathy and awareness around climate change? And can it inspire climate action? And the more we fall in love with our planet, the more it is that we feel motivated to do something. And so this pack has a lot of heart, it has a lot of creativity, it has a lot of love. And the idea is hopefully that folks all around the world, the top producers, are making their organic beats, sampling the sound of climate change.
Right now this is day 2 of the expedition, and I'm recording some of the sound of air releasing from the icebergs, which just sounds beautiful. It sounds like crackling, it sounds fresh, it sounds alive.
My favorite sound to record was absolutely the sounds of glaciers melting underwater. I would listen and I'd be like, wow, life is amazing, water is amazing, the planet is amazing, and yet that very sound is the sound of the planet melting. So it's actually quite a tragic sound. And so I thought that interaction in that moment was quite profound, and we captured a lot of that in the pack.
So these are the first penguins we've seen. We're asked to keep a safe distance so that we don't disrupt their flow, but they're insanely peaceful and cute.
It was a joy to spend time with Gen 2 penguins who live all across the continent of Antarctica. They sing, they are noisy, they're rowdy, they're friendly, they're loving, they're hilarious. They have real personas and characteristics. And of course they are in danger. The less land there is for them to actually physically live and nest and exist, the less they're able to survive. And so again, when we listen to that community of penguins, when you listen to the pack, you're sort of immediately teleported into this gorgeous Antarctic, motivates you, allows you to empathize.
Thank you. So this is my current thesis. This is what I've been exploring and working on. And I know many of you speak this language, which is you follow your love and your joy and something that feels cool and inspiring. And then you hope that by doing it, you attract the right community and the right people. And I started this pack, we released it as just 200, 300 different sounds that other producers around the world could make beats to, because then the beats and the music is 100% organically sourced. And so that was the first iteration of the project. And anyone here who's a music maker, you can go to Splice, you can download the 300 sounds, and you can make your own Antarctica music. Then a portion of proceeds go back to Antarctica conservation. But what's so interesting is that I was dating somebody in London. We're still dating each other. And she's in London. And I started getting in touch with Brian Eno's organization. And he has this amazing organization called Earth%. And the idea is, what if we actually could credit the planet as songwriters, as co-writers on our music, such that anytime somebody listens on Spotify, by nature, you're just giving right back to the planet. Yes. And so it was one of those things where I was out here just naked, cold plunging and trying to hear my, inner childhood trauma, okay? And just trying to do my best like anybody else. But it led me to the right community of folks in Europe who are already thinking about this. And so it was so remarkable because a year ago during Climate Week New York, they launched the Sounds Right campaign in partnership with Spotify, where they actually created nature as an artist. So anytime, Ellie Goulding features nature or Lady Gaga features nature, they just had a Hosier track. They have incredible artists part of this campaign. You just go onto Spotify, Apple Music, all of the DSPs, and it's sort of a built-in hack because now nature gets a bunch of streaming royalties and then their organization is writing checks to incredible conservation planets all over the world. And so we're gonna switch it up a little bit. I wanna show them the song that we put out with Brian's organization. It's called In Purpose. It's on Spotify. We encourage you to listen to it, but I'm gonna perform it for you right now. Nice. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, ha. I invite you to close your eyes. Take in the Glacier synthesizer. The penguin arpeggiator. The ice chip snare. My goal is to change the way I walk the earth with passion, awareness, and consciousness first. I bring my own bottles, I create less trash. These changes aren't hard. I majored in math, went to Antarctica, expanded my mind. The penguins and glaciers are planets divine. Pandemic covered with listen with peace. Was stunning and tragic, I listen with ease. Pandemic taught me to soften my sound, to listen with stillness and kindness and ground. To walk in the surface. Each choice we make is an offering now. A musical gift protecting the sound. Hey. It's a penguin trap beat. Yeah. That's some real math major, South Asian nerd type shit, okay? But that's the beat that I made. Thank you. And so that's a very special song that's there. It's called In Purpose featuring Nature by Madam Gandhi. And just by listening to it, I know everyone's mad at Spotify these days, but at the very least, you can make your streaming royalties count. We can infiltrate. And so using technology to hack a problem that technology is causing is quite interesting to me and quite intelligent. So that's one project, and it's there. Another project that we've done a few months ago is called Let Me Be Water, which is a beautiful album that I wrote in collaboration with all other women songwriters and producers. Only 2% of the world's music is produced by women, okay? So we're grateful to the men, but we're here to change the statistics and empower young people to make music and for us to tell our own stories. So that was the second project that we collaborated with. And again, Let Me Be Water, you'll hear, I think we're performing all weekend, so you'll hear some of that album as well. So that's this work. I'm going to pause to ask if there's any questions or thoughts or anything that you might want to share or put each other onto. I would love that. And then I'm going to share with you a little bit of a meditation before we wrap. Y'all chatty. What happened? Anything to share or even to share in community with others. We all learning from each other this weekend.
If you have anything to share, you can raise your hand and we'll bring you a mic.
Yes, Roxy, voice of God, voice of Goddess. Happy to be here. Estou
Hello.
feliz.
What's up, y'all? I'm Mage. I'm from Nashville. I just want to say I love what you're doing. I had an idea for a while back. There was for a workshop called Environmental Beats, and it was essentially going with a field recorder, teaching people how to make music out of everything. And I love the fact that it creates a new perspective of the world around us. That sometimes in this modern world we kind of write off the magic that's waiting right beside us. So we're able to, reinterpret, reframe, to basically redefine this beautiful world that we're living in and appreciate it in a new way. So thank you for sharing what you do, and I love it.
I'm so happy. Thank you for that reminder, brother. Thank you. Yes, please.
I just want to say thank you and share that I'm really inspired. I teach Qigong, I study energy and movement. I love music, and I also teach meditation, and I'm so inspired by how you're like blending all this shit together. It's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I really dig it. Thank you.
I appreciate that deeply. My inner child appreciates that because my dad is a very intense, fantastic Indian father, and he would say, "You're not good at any one thing. You're a jack of all trades, master of none." And I said, "I'm here to master as much as I can in the short 100 years that I have on the planet." So I'm grateful for that, and thank you. We are multi-dimensional beings, and this is what it is. And what's beautiful is that in a moment when we do the meditation together, we've released 3 meditations also on Spotify for you. One is from the Antarctica sounds. The next one was from when we went to the Arctic, the North Pole, and the third is actually from the Colombian Amazon, where I got to go in November. So you have 3 meditations waiting for you on Spotify from the nature sounds. So I'm glad you said that. Thank you. Please.
Beautiful work, Madam Gandhi. My name's Kanud. I'm a local recording artist. I'm so psyched to be part of this festival for the first time. If you're at the festival, but you're running my vibroacoustic sound table sessions in the Oasis tent, I'm really stoked to be here. Thank you to Joel. Specifically about Brian Eno, amazing. I'm a fan of his for a long time. The Clock of the Long Now Foundation, another thing he did in the past. The Earth Percent, that's amazing. Were you able to work with him directly on your project?
Good question. We're working right now on a beautiful show that's happening September 17th in London at Wembley Stadium. It's a huge fundraiser for Palestine, and he's tasked me with composing the drum component of his 7-minute piece on stage. So I'm very humbled. Brian Eno WhatsApps me, and I send him my drum ideas. So if you're in London on September 17th, you must come to Wembley Stadium for the Palestine fundraiser. Thank you for asking. Yeah. So I told them we're gonna energize them, but then you want me to meditate with them, but we're gonna try to do it all because I think that's the theme of the Deep Tropics family. If I've learned nothing in the last 2 months, this is how they roll. Joel, where are you? This is it. We do it all. We meditate, and then we rest, then we cold plunge, then we party. I get it, okay? I'm here for it. So now we're gonna meditate, and then I'm gonna pass you on to the next speaker. You're in for a treat. I'm here all weekend. Let's build community. Let's be friends. And thank you so much. So we can bring the lights down in the house, and those in the back, if you'd like to, you could sit on the floor. I don't think it's sticky. I think it's a nice, expensive floor, but you can be comfortable however you want to be comfortable. And we can begin the meditation. We'll just do about 5 or 6 minutes together. And so these electronics are composed from the process of micro-sampling the glacier sounds. That's how we've created this music. So I invite you all to close your eyes. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Beautiful. Twice more together, nice and loud. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. So nice. Last one. With your eyes closed, I invite you to come into your heart space, the core of your being, the great symbol of love, our most vital organ. And just allow the breath to meet the heart. It If you're seated or standing, either way, I invite you to notice the feeling of being held. The humility of the vastness of our planet, the generosity and abundance of our forests, our glaciers, our oceans. Wow. Stay with the breath. As you breathe from deep in the core, I invite you to start noticing each of your chakras coming online one by one. The root chakra, red. Relax the root chakra. Trust the feeling of being held, of being grounded. Next, our sacral chakra, deep saffron orange, fire. Our ability to create, to produce, to give life to anything that we wish to give life to. The breath moves up into the belly, our inner fire, our solar plexus chakra, our sense of confidence, personal power, Manipuri chakra, the ability to manifest. Notice for you which energy centers are easier to come online and which might be more challenging. It's a very simple spiritual tune-up with the breath. From the root chakra into the sacral, into the stomach, the Manipuri chakra, we now arrive back at the heart chakra in the center of our bodies, the green heart space, green like the planet, life-giving, abundant, generous. The coolness of Antarctica, the freshness. What needs to die in order for us to live? As you listen to these beautiful glacier sounds that slow us down and remind us to just be, how do we actually this weekend take a moment to do less so that we can come back to who we authentically are? Our natural given gifts, our sweetness, our generosity as humans. Can you let go and do less so that we can be more? Drawing that inspiration from nature. Hopefully the breath is getting deeper now, longer, slower, glacial pace up into the throat chakra. Beautiful blue, like our glaciers, our oceans. Noticing the breath in the throat, our ability to own our voice, speak our truth, say what is real for us, and recognizing that this honesty is actually the medicine for the next person. Breathe. Once again, stacking those chakras, those energy centers in the body, just like traffic lights coming online one by one. We move up into the third eye. Keeping the eyes closed, I invite you to lift the gaze ever so slightly out through the third eye. Our space of hyper intuition, deep, violent, So many people had to live in order for you to live, for us to be here, a true miracle, and such intelligent evolution. And finally, if you're standing or sitting, I invite you to find your height, sitting in your throne, standing in your power. Stand with great self-respect, allowing each of the chakras to be vertically aligned, fully online. We come into the last, our crown chakra, our connection to source, to this divine planet, and realizing that we must give love and care and attention to each energy center in order to facilitate that connection to the divine. Breathing, noticing where there's flow, where there's challenges. Can your breath go from belly to the head? No interruptions. Can you soften, surrender? Floating in the Antarctic Ocean, glacial pace, a gentle smile on the face. Taking a closing moment to affirm any word that you know that you are. Filling in the blank of I am. And taking a moment to think about the day and the weekend ahead. Just a gentle intention setting. Why did you come? Why are you here? And finally, just remembering the joy and the love, the laughter of somebody else in your life, seeing the softness, the light on their face. Just send somebody that love today. We wish you that joy, that laughter. I love to see you laugh. I'm meditating with some new friends in Nashville, and I'm remembering you and thinking about you. And I love you very much. And as the music winds down and softens, I invite you to bring the hands in prayer to the head. May I think words of peace today. Hands to the lips. May I speak words of kindness today. And hands to the heart center. May I forever be connected to my intrinsic youth, my happiness, my joy, my bliss. That which brings me to incredible moments just like this. Namaste. Happy deep tropics. Eyes open. Welcome back. And let's have an awesome weekend. Thank you.